So we're jumping in for our next Battletech Tactica here. Iconic, classic medium mech. Even before the Battlemaster, even before the Marauder, even before the Warhammer, every player has seen, knows, and potentially loves. The Phoenix Hawk, an amazing model, an amazing kit, but how does it stack up tactics-wise on the table? I consider the Phoenix Hawk a surge mech, a surge machine. And what I mean by that is we look at its weapons loadout, and we ask ourselves, based on that weapons loadout, does the mobility and the armor match it? Obviously, some mechs have a higher loadout across all weight classes. That'll bring the armor down. Or you might have above average speed, but that'll interplay with the armor and the weapons. There's only so many structure points. There's only so many tons to move to go around, regardless of the weight class. So here the Phoenix Hawk, a good mix of armor, decent armor. You'd always like more, but for the weapons loadout, actually pretty decent. You've got the jump capabilities. You have a large laser, which is the primary weapon. An interesting choice, but effective. 2 medium lasers, 2 machine guns, stock. In many ways, the Phoenix Hawk is built like many of the other assaults and heavies, where you have a primary weapon. Think of the Battlemaster. Primary is the PPC. In this case, for the Phoenix Hawk, it's the large laser. When things get closer, the Battlemaster now switches over to secondary weapons, short-range missiles, and lasers. The Phoenix Hawk also has a brace of that, and it has redundancy. 2 machine guns, 2 medium lasers, so those are 2 chances to hit, 2 more opportunities to break through the various movement modifiers, 10 heat sinks. So we're going to have a little bit of heat discipline. So what is a surge mech? The fact that this mech is got good speed, good maneuverability, and jump capability means not jumping. If you're running, you're going to pop off that large laser every turn. Large laser is a little inefficient. Based on damage and heat and range, for a little bit more, you buy into the PPC. This is why if we have unlimited tonnage or higher level tonnage, you see this on the Warhammer. You see this on the Marauder. You see this on the Battlemaster. You see it on the Awesome. Large laser, then, if you jump down to the medium lasers are the most efficient weapon inner sphere tech because range, heat, weight, and damage. So large lasers kind of somewhere in the middle. Yes, if you had a PPC, in theory, as a primary weapon, you'd have more range, you'd have more ability, but then before the mech does anything, you'd be stacking heat. So you're just standing there firing the PPC, and the Phoenix Hawk is not a static mech. So what this means is you can constantly be moving and firing that large laser. Against other mediums and against lights, that's got some bite. Now, we don't have the redundancy, but we don't have the tonnage like a Warhammer or a Marauder. Then once you close, or once you see yourself optimally in a situation where you're willing to press your luck a little bit, this is the idea of a surge mech. Every turn it's doing something. It's firing something. It's putting some dice down on the table. And it can do that without worrying about heat too much. Now, you might shoot and also jump. Heat goes up, it goes down, but you have the sustainability for that large laser. When you see that opportunity, the surge is now opening up with the large lasers, the mediums, and if you're really close, the machine guns. The surge of dice. That's where I see the power of the Phoenix Hawk and it being an interesting and consistent machine, besides being very, very iconic. So you run around, you run and gun. If something is in range, you fire the large laser, you fire the large laser. You just, if you can take the shot, you need 12s to hit, you fire with the large laser. Going against other mediums and lights, the Phoenix Hawk has an advantage. The Phoenix Hawk can brawl it out because if you can score against mediums and especially lights, a couple of solid hits, which you're going to take every turn. Again, even if you need 12s, you've got range. They've got movement modifiers. They've got maybe woods density. You're running. You're going to need 12s. You still take the shot. After you've punched through a little bit, and ideally, again, this is like going to crits, going to internal armor and going to look for crits. But even if you haven't gone to internal armor, if you've hit another mech, another medium, in the left torso, right arm, left leg, right torso, right arm. You got a couple of hits all over. The surge now is where you come in close and you're able to utilize those other attacks, the two mediums, and at close range, the machine guns. And machine guns I would fire from 3 hexes away. I'll go at long range. That's fine, even if I need high numbers to hit. That's where the Phoenix Hawk, in my mind, shines. And it's an interesting, effective, and consistent machine. The consistency of the large laser, the surges of the mediums, and the machine guns.